All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I got a very, very special guest for you. Man, look here. All the way from the West Coast, LA is where it's at. Man, please put your hands together for Chef Ryan Rondino.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Man, thank you for being on the show today. Look, now, I know everybody's like, well, he's a chef. Whoa, slow your roll. Slow your roll. Not just any chef, ladies and gentlemen. Not just any chef.
Hey.
Celebrity chef. Okay? Chef to the celebrities. Okay? And we're going to talk about some of these celebrities in a minute. Like, okay, so who he cooked for. I'm going to tell you who some of the people he cooked for in a minute, but slow your roll. We're going to get to know him. Okay? So, first things first, all right? Man, French, Italian, regional American cuisine. That's pretty much your specialty?
Pretty much a specialty, but it all realms into Cajun Creole. So that's, when we got come home to it, that's what we give to them, So, but we do it in different lights, Of course, you have the staples, the gumbos, the jambalayas, the etouffees. For me, I love those things, but there's more to it.
There is more to it. So, look, let's jump in this, man, and let's get it going now. Born in Louisiana, okay? For those of you who have not taken a trip to Louisiana, especially the French quarters of New Orleans, let me just tell you right now. I live in Chicago, and I'm just gonna, I am a little biased about food, but I've always said this. Outside of my city, the only other place that I know that has better food than the food here in Chicago is New Orleans. And that's a fact. You can ask anyone, anyone who's really been and knows food knows that the best food is in New Orleans, okay? So, Louisiana, let me just say. Right?
Hey, you got to say it again. You got to say it for the people in the back.
Right. Look, I'm just letting y'all know. They can cook down there. Hey, look, no offense to my people in Mississippi and Alabama, Florida, whatever. That's a whole nother story. But no offense to y'all, but Louisiana is where it's at, and y'all know it too, especially my people in Mississippi, down in Natchez and Gulfport. Y'all know it too. Stop playing. Anyway, but basically you were born in Louisiana, but your grandfather was a local legend, okay? And you began your career as far as cooking or prepping at the age of 16. Can you just talk about his, was he your inspiration towards getting, becoming a chef, or how did you find your inspiration?
I think I found my inspiration through different things. He was one of them. I think spending, days was when your parents go to work, they'll drop you off by the grandparents. They used to do that back then. I don't think they do that anymore.
No.
But, you used to kick it around the kitchen and just, watch him. He'll give you ears of corn, just, peel this, kind of just really instill some foundation in you that you really didn't think about, because all you're thinking about, okay, is this something to do? So I'm not sitting around bored, or, everybody's outside playing or whatever. So something to do, but it was something that was starting to be instilled in me to really tailor my path to what I was going to do today.
Okay. So what were some of the things he would have you do? Now I know you just mentioned peel corn and all that, but I know it was a little bit more than that.
Oh no, peel corn, vegetables, just the simple things of snap peas, doing it correctly, peel shrimp correctly. So those things, things that a prep cook would do that, cooks, okay, I don't feel like doing this. Here, you take care of it. So those things, if you want to be, let's be frank about it, those things were some of the things that I was doing as a kid. Okay. To the point where when we're old enough to stay at home, when we went going by our grandparents, that's where we started to really dabble in the kitchen, cook breakfast, cook lunch, mess around dinner, things like that, to really, really taste those flavors. Like this should taste right. What goes to what? Does this go together? Does that go together? So you became more inquisitive as you grew up, as you become a teenager. So that's where the interest really started to become.
Okay. Now, one thing, like, I'm listening to you talk about it, but like, there's like detail in prep, it's just not, it's not as simple as it may sound. Of course, it may like, okay, go over here and peel this, go over here and, as you said, snap peas correctly. There's a correct way. Like, there's a science to these things.
There's actually a science to it. I always tell people, even now, I tell people, all the hard work's in the prep. Once you get to the dinner, that's the easy part. That's no sweat.
Right.
But you're fine tuning. You noticing those details about the dish. What's going to bring the dish together to really cohesively catch your eye. Not only catch your eye, but also catch your palate. So, I never knock prep cooks. Never knock if you're teaching someone who's starting up, show them these things, show them these techniques to really allow them to hone their skills.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, these things are key, and as I said, like you're like 16 going through the motions and this, that, what have you. And as you get a little bit older, you come across two important people, both chefs, but I want to talk about their influence on overall service and detail. Chefs Jamie Shannon and Chef Ann Kearney. Can you talk about their influence on you?
Jamie Shannon, the late great Jamie Shannon, he was a chef at the first restaurant. I was, still in culinary school, which was Chef John Folt's Culinary Institute. So I'm driving back to the city to start working, starting to really get the experience of working in restaurants, and start as a prep cook. So now he would just watching his detail, the attention to detail, because it was different. It was different from the next chef. This particular restaurant was high, large volume. We're doing 500 covers a night, 500 plus.
Wow.
So it's quick, fast, but you have to have control of that. Control your speed, but move fast, but move quickly. And that's what I really grasped from that. Tasting flavors, dealing with ingredients that I've never dealt with before in my life. So you're really gaining that experience to really develop your own repertoire of, okay, I'll use that in the future. I'll use that now. So this is what I've actually really appreciated about him. He took the time to really teach you these things.
Okay. And what about Chef Ann Kearney?
Ann Kearney, well, she was my next restaurant. This is where I had my first internship. The level of detail, the level of perfection, off the charts.
Yes.
Off the charts. She was the one. You cutting, she'll peek over you, pick. Everything had to be perfect. Every dish had to be perfect or it didn't go out. It didn't go out. I really appreciate it about her, because I really carry that on to this day. If it's not perfect, it's not going out. So because you're paying top quality dollar for this meal, why take it for granted? So that's what I appreciated about her. So it's still use those techniques, still use those tools, not only for myself, but to pass on to people that I'm teaching as well.
Well, I find it fascinating because, as we talked about before we started recording, like these are like, to some, these details may not be as big, but if you are trying to like launch yourself to a certain level, this is key. This is key. And, pretty much, as you said, like working with Jamie Shannon, tasting flavors you never tasted before, like opening up that palette, you know,
Mhm.
like expanding the palette. Like, okay, so man, if I, you know, put this with this, and you know, this should be, you know, with this, and look, the presentation, how it's presented to you,
It's key.
9 times out of 10 determines whether or not, you know what, you can send this back versus, man, this looks great, you know.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, true, man, you know, and maybe a little drill sergeant or whatever, like, look, no, you're like a fourth of a diameter off. Nope.
Right. But you appreciate those things
Right.
as you grow as a chef, as you move on to other restaurants. Other chefs take notice to that.
Mm-hmm.
So it only helps your career progress rapidly.
Mm. And you never know who's watching. And as you said, like other chefs are watching that, you know, they're like, oh, okay, yo, okay. And then you never know. Like, so who did you study under? Like, where did you come from? Oh, well, yes,
Right.
I studied under this person and that person, and I'm from this school here. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. They're taking notes like, okay, you know what? Watch this one. You know.
Exactly.
Now, well, no, I mean, because that's
the
what
truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Yeah. Well, and look, great chefs understand, and they know, you know, they can just tell in how you prepare whether or not it's going to be good or not, or whether you're like, okay, you know what, let's bring this guy in. Like, I'm not going to tell him that it looks good, but you know, let's just like see what it does, you know.
Exactly.
And so, yeah. I get it, man. I've made my way around a couple of kitchens, and I work for banquet halls and things of that nature. So I've done, you know, placings and table settings and things of that nature. So I can understand how things are. Like when I used to go into the back of the kitchen, boy, those chefs would be whizzing around, cooks would be whizzing around, and it would have to be done a certain type of way, you know.
Yeah.
And even they had like a, you know, chain of command of how the food went on the plate.
Yeah.
You know? Like to the meat, to the potato, to the vegetable, to what have you, you know. So
yeah, especially with catering banquets.
Yes.
It was symmetrical. So each plate had to look the same. It just, you know, whether it was 100 people, whether it was 1,000 people, each plate had to look the same.
It has to look the same. Come on now. Come on, chef. Now, you know, I know a little something now.
Hey, you know, I see you, you know.
I don't know all that now, but you know, I know a little tidbit now. You know, come on now. All right.
Back in your day,
back in my day, you know, I was, you know, man, you know, I was a good table. No. But no, so man, you know, you're moving along. 2005, unfortunately, Katrina hits, you know, New Orleans. Man, it causes a lot of disarray. People have to scatter. But I feel this is where it really takes off for you, because you didn't go to Houston, you know, you didn't go to certain places where like a lot of other people went. Man, you started off in Atlanta, and then from Atlanta, you went to New York, and then eventually, you know, you make your way out to LA. So for those 3 years, man, you know, you become a personal chef to celebrity clients. Now, let me ask, because as I said before, celebrity clients. Oh, what celebrities, Ty? Let me tell you what celebrities. I'm just naming a few here. Okay. I'm just saying, if you all like know some of these people.
If you all know, if you really want to know.
Do you may have heard of Aston Kutcher, you know, that 70s show, you know, movies, Hey Dude, Where's My Car, The Butterfly Flag, you know. Yeah, that. I don't know, man. He goes by the name of Brother Love now, but some people know him as Diddy. If you old school like me, you know him as Puff.
Puff Daddy.
Sean Combs, you know, Bad Boy, Mogul.
You know, whatever he is now, he might have a new name now.
Oh, well, no, he's called Brother Love now. I'm like, brother, like.
Right.
I don't know what you're doing.
Way too much.
Way too much. Man, great actor, Ben Affleck, you know, I mean, you may have heard of that guy. You know, he's played in a couple of good movies, you know. I mean, you know, Good Will Hunting, you know. I'm not going to say Daredevil because he messed that up for me, but that's another story. I'm not going to go there.
He was good in Pearl Harbor. So, yeah, I give him that.
There you go. All right. Yeah. Man, basketball player, I don't know. You may know this guy. Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
KD. You all know him as KD. I know him as Kevin Durant. It doesn't really matter, you know. And man, one of my favorites, hometown boy from Chicago, Common, formerly known as Common Sense. Rashid, whatever, you know, Lonnie Lynn, whatever you want to call him, but hometown boy. And man, like, let me just ask, because I always find this fascinating. How, like, when it comes to these celebrities, like, how did you go about pitching your talents to the likes of these celebrities?
Well, I mean, I think it was word of mouth, because you forgot one. You forgot the Fresh Prince.
Oh, Will Smith! How can I forget? Getting jiggy with it. So okay.
The first work for Will Smith. That's what brought me to LA.
Really?
Yeah. So through a mutual friend, brought me to LA. So I cooked for him and his family for 3.5 years. Okay. Yeah. So in LA, outside of LA, travel. Yeah. So in between that, so you start to build a bit of rapport with different chefs, different people. They start to taste your food, and word gets around. Okay, we need to hire this guy.
Okay.
So that's where, you know, the parties, the events. Yeah. The dinner party, you know, so that's how the name really got around. Like, okay, this guy can throw it down.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. So now I'm curious. What, or if you can remember the dish or some favorite dishes of of like Will Smith that, like, pretty much, hey, you know what? You're coming with me. Okay. Like, I don't care what it is. You're going to be cooking for me for the next couple of years. Like, I don't look. So
that's a tough one. I mean, because I've cooked for somebody for him. I know he loves seafood, you know, so crab cakes, things like that, like good shrimp dishes, like fish dishes, unless, you know, he was training for a movie or something. We had to really tighten it up. But for the most part, anything goes.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now, now the curiosity is turning now. Can you tell me the one thing that you've cooked that in your mind you felt like, okay, seriously, like, this is so simple. Like, why do you want me to cook this for you? And I mean, it just doesn't have to be for him. It could just be for any celebrity.
Oh my God.
Versus
it could be the simplest thing. The simplest thing, and you sitting there like, okay, you could have did this. I mean, as simple as a roasted chicken and roasted sweet potatoes, like a whole roasted sweet potato, some veg, and that was it. I'm like, yo,
like, you know, you can do this yourself, right? I don't
exactly.
Like, you know, I'm a little.
You got this. Like, you don't need me. I got this.
Right. Okay, so now let me ask. On the flip side of that, what has been one of the most challenging dishes you had to cook, and you really had to, like, put on a hat and everything? Like, okay, look, I gotta get this right.
I think the challenging dishes come within outside of that. Doing pop-up dinners, you know, you taking over event spaces, taking over restaurants for the night. So now they get to really taste what I'm all about. Really get to feel the cuisine. So you really, you know, really introducing a different style, because, okay, people come in, okay, we're gonna have some Creole food, but it's not what they think. You know, it's kind of things that, you know, really make you think. The Bloody Mary sorbets, sitting on top of oysters, sitting on top of pickled shallots, herb oil, so different things like that. The smoked and braised short ribs. So, you know, it's a process, but at the end, the flavor is compiled into one dish, into one bite, just like that. Or even the black pepper biscuits, white chocolate cremo, roasted plums, you know, or, you know, white chocolate and peaches. So different things that really make people think about what they're eating.
People, distinguished, okay?
Distinguished.
Distinguished.
Right. Stop.
Okay. I'm just trying to tell you, man. My man's distinguished over here now. All right. Look, he just didn't mess with. Look, I'm trying to look, people. I'm all about the culture, you know. I mean, I'm all about.
You gotta be about the culture. You gotta be about the culture.
Come on now. Like, I mean, we just ain't opening up a can of ravioli and dumping it in the bowl. No.
Hey, Patrick Clark said it best. I don't know if you know who Patrick Clark is. Chef, back in the day, black chef, Tavern on the Green. If you can't grab his book, one line that stuck with me. We're more than black eyed peas and barbecue ribs. So
I know that's right. Come on, brother.
You gotta step it up. You gotta step it all the way up.
You gotta step it up. You gotta come on now. Talk to me now. Okay. Now look, 2014, you started Rondino Culinary Designs. What is all this about? Like, take us through this process.
So Rondino Culinary Designs started in 2014. I'm stepping out on my own, doing more events. My goal was to bring the restaurant to you. So now they get to see some of the restaurant side. So we bring 4-course, 5-course dinners of, could be anything. Could be French, could be Italian, could be Creole, could be Asian, Mexican. Anything goes. There's no limits to what we do, but we're throwing our style on it. So that was the start of Rondino Culinary Designs. But, you know, within a couple of years, that's when the spice collection came.
Now talk to me about this now, okay? Because look here. First of all, tell us like the type of spices that you have, and then we're going to talk about where can we actually purchase these. But let's talk about these spices and how you came up with these certain spices. So
I started with 3. I started with Enola Creole, which is everybody knows that. A good Creole spice. Ancho Chili Barbecue, which is another one. Good for the grill. I ain't gonna say just for summer, you know, because you grill all year round. And the citrus herbs, something light, something floral, so that you can add to chicken, seafood, some vegetables. You know, these things work in that aspect. Then we moved over to probably a year and a half later, we did the smoke coffee rub. So that's a popular one. Caribbean jerk, which is not a great one. Then Louisiana Gumbo. Yes, sir. Louisiana Gumbo, a rub. So Louisiana Gumbo, it's a good spicing flavoring addition to what you'll make for your own gumbos. You know, whether you're in Louisiana, whether you're in different states. Right. So it really gives you that authentic spices and flavors to really taste a great gumbo.
Okay. So now let me ask okay, like with these rubs, you will have like something to specialize. Okay, this rub is good with beef, or this rub is good with lamb. This rub is good for chicken. This rub is good for grilling. This rub is good for, you know, soups, pastas, or what have you, you know. Like, okay.
Yeah, Creole's great for everything. You can drop Creole spice on everything, from vegetables to beef, lamb, pork, seafood, chicken. Same thing for the barbecue. Barbecue works great. Lot of proteins, a lot of seafood, a lot of beef, lamb, pork, and chicken as well. The citrus, I like it with chicken. I like it with things like sea bass, different vegetables. It really brings out the vegetables because there's some floral citrus notes to that. Smoked coffee. Gotta have it on brisket. Drop that in the smoker. You know, throw your favorite sauce on there. Hey, the game is done. You know, it don't matter who won the Super Bowl. We won.
We won right here with this brisket.
We won right here.
Yes. Oh man.
So that works well with beef, pork. I've done it with lamb. I've done it with salmon, sea bass. If you're a vegetarian, things like butternut squash. Like really root vegetables that really can handle those flavors. It's great for that.
Mm.
Caribbean jerk. I mean, we're all familiar with jerk chicken, jerk shrimp. So those things work well with that. And gumbo. I mean, you can use the gumbo like Creole, but when you make a good gumbo, which is time is now. The time is now. So try to get those pots going and use the gumbo spice.
Okay, man. Look, I just ate, but I'm hungry again. I mean, man, like sitting here listening.
That's right. It's late over there.
Yeah. I mean, hey, man, look. I'm just saying, like that's you. Okay, to all my foodies out there, like when people go out and, those who really enjoy a good meal, it doesn't matter like if it's 5-star to your local greasy spoon or whatever, like people like flavor, and, when you have these things as you sitting here talking about like the floral notes and things of the rub, that just brings out the, the flavor of the vegetable or meat or what have you, like, these things really matter. And, it gives you that sense of calm, you could be having a bad day or a rough week or what have you, but somehow making this meal and adding this spice or this rub on it, and having like your meal come out to damn near perfection, it just takes you into another, like there's a food high. There are such things as food high.
True.
I've seen people have them, sitting at the table.
True. You can have a bad day. Food will calm you down.
Food will calm you down. Yeah. True. Now let me ask. Now where can people purchase these?
So they could purchase them on my website at RondinoCulinarDesigns.com. So that works out perfectly. Or recently, I have an app now. I have a food app called Food Culture. Okay. So I have a store on there that you can purchase spices as well. So the app is getting people in the kitchen, doing things, cooking different styles of food that they can cook in the kitchen that they normally don't cook, or some things they'll revisit but see it in a whole different light. And some things have the spices around them and some things don't. So you really have to tailor what works for you in your kitchen.
Okay. Now you have like little recipes on this app as well, as far as app and the website as well.
Yes. So the app is full of recipes. This is a strictly recipe app. So we'll be adding some fall recipes in a minute, and there will be some videos up, and you can purchase spices to kind of cook along with the recipes.
Okay. See, I'm telling you, man. Look. I know I'm interviewing
tidbits.
Okay.
So I mean, there's all types of food. There's an area for some Jewish food. There's an area for cocktails, mocktails, breakfast, brunch, Creole food, healthy if you're into healthy food and stuff for that. So there's different things that you can get into.
Okay, so you're well-rounded with. I'm covering all bases here. Okay?
Yeah, you got to talk to everyone.
I love it. I love it, man, because because let's not kid ourselves. Sometimes, there are some of us out there that feel in our minds we're great cooks, but we're only good at one thing. Okay, right. You can only. I mean, like True. This is your lane. Like you have no other lane than this lane here, Right. But in your mind, oh well, I'm the world's greatest, cook. I mean, I might as well be like, no, you're not. No. Stick to your casserole, okay? That's what you do.
I mean, what that's the thing. I mean, cooking is so wide that can you really cover everything, and it's impossible. So try to learn as much as you can to really, add your own flavors and flavors.
I'll take a look. We all about the culture around here, all right?
All about the culture.
Distinguished, okay? Okay, so look, y'all already know what it is. I'm trying to give y'all all this flavor. I'm trying to give y'all all this culture now, all right?
Yes, sir.
So now let me ask you now, okay? Like, look, man, you've been in these restaurants, I mean, I didn't even talk about Emile Lagasse, I believe that's his name.
Emeril Lagasse, yes.
Yeah, Emeril Lagasse. I'm sorry, please forgive me, sir. But you've worked, under him and his corporation before, correct?
Yeah, 5 years.
So
5 years in, yeah.
Yeah. So look, you've done that. You have cooked for Will Smith for 3+ years. You've cooked for all these other celebrities, what have you. You've learned under some of the best people.
Yes.
Any plans on having your own cooking show?
That's a plan in the future. That's definitely a plan in the future that I would love to see come to fruition. No plans of where it would be, but I definitely feel that it'll be on some TV network.
Okay, so. All right, man. Look here, Food Network. Go ahead and holler at the man. He's
holler at your boy.
You got people.
There's so many outlets that people are watching that you can really bring food into the home front.
Okay, all right. Look, I'm gonna be watching out for you now. Okay, look,
check me out.
Y'all know I had him on the show. All right,
Hey, you have him on the show. Yeah, tell me we got smell-o-vision. So
right, we got you. Man, look here. I smell that.
You smell it?
I smell those flavors. Good flavor. All right. Okay. All right. So now look, in your opinion, I just want to ask your opinion on this. Now, man, you've been, at this game for a minute, and by a minute, I mean many, many years. So what advice do you have for those, who are going into the cooking field, but whether they're going to be a chef or they're going to be an owner of a restaurant? What advice would you give to them?
I would say find your niche. Find what works for you, whether it's working on the hot side, whether it's being a pastry chef, whether it's being a food scientist or developing a product. Find what you're passionate about and push forward with that. And learn all you can. Eat out, research, learn from other chefs, because even in the restaurant you work in, you're not going to cook everything. So see what other chefs are doing and really learn from that.
All right. Hey, look here. Y'all heard it from the man now. Do your research, do your knowledge, eat out at a few places, learn your niche. As I said before, what's your lane? Do you have a couple of lanes or do you just have one? It doesn't really matter.
Sure.
Man, 3, 1, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. Learn what works for you.
Yes.
Great advice. Now, look, if people, want more of you, they want to follow you on social media, once again, give them that website or what have you. How can people get in contact with you on social media? And drop that website once more, please.
They can contact me on social media, Instagram at Nola Chef. No, I'm sorry, at Nola Chef 212. Okay. Facebook, Rondino Spice Collection, Rondino Culinary Designs. Those are 2 pages. And we also we started a food culture group community. Twitter at Chef Ryan Rondino. You got LinkedIn, Chef Ryan Rondino. You can follow me on YouTube, see some YouTube videos. Chef Ryan Rondino. My website is Rondino Culinary Designs.
There it is, y'all.
Yeah.
There it is. Please follow, like, man, look at, drop some lovely, nice, messages for the man. Like, hey, any ideas for this? Any ideas for that? Be nice.
Drop it. Subscribe to the app, Food Culture app, Food Culture. You can check that out.
App. Yes. Sorry. Yes.
On my Instagram, you'll see my link tree. So you'll see everything that details of what I do. Pick up some spices. Now's the time. Comfort food is in. It's starting to cool off. So comfort food is in.
Yes.
Yes. Just get cooking in the kitchen.
Okay. All right. Hey, man, look, we jamming over here today, y'all. We jamming over here. Like, look, I like this. So look, we've come to the last question of the show. This is the question that my show is known for, so I'm going to present it to you. Chef Ryan Rondino. One word that best describes you and why.
That's a tough one. Just one word? All I have is one?
Just one.
Perseverance.
Okay.
Especially in this industry, what I do, it's all or nothing. So you have to persevere, not just with this industry, from working from a restaurant to being a personal chef to start the brand and growing that, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. So you persevere through it. So you transfer it over to your life. It's the same steps, nothing different. So you constantly moving.
Okay, look here. He's being humble, y'all, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But I'm just gonna go out there on the limb. I'm just gonna call him exquisite. Okay, exquisite, distinguished. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you set yourself apart from everyone else. And
that's true.
Sometimes you have to. Well, no, most of the times you are, man. Like, look here. You have your thing, I have my thing. I know who I learned under. I'm not knocking whoever you learned under, but the people that I learned under, man, check out my display versus your display, my taste versus your taste. Man, that's exquisite, to be, in the confines of, A-listers and people in big corporations, like Mercedes-Benz and the Lamborghinis, of the world or what have you, these types of corporations, man, that's like distinguished, man. Like, that's like everybody is not invited to that party.
But how did you get to those places? You persevere, so it's just like that.
Bam. And there it is. We just gave y'all the gospel, man. Stop it now. Stop it. You're not going to get this at no other show, but Word with Ty Brownlow, man. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Let's talk about it.
All jokes aside, though, man. All jokes aside, for real. Like, I've really enjoyed having you on my platform, man. I've enjoyed talking to you. And, man, I wish you nothing but the best, brother. I mean, you already got it, but I still wish you nothing but the best. And seriously, man, you got some new things coming out later on or what have you. Man, please feel free to come on back. And, man,
definitely.
Bless us, man. Bless us. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, I'm just letting you know, I like food and I like good food. Okay.
And we always working on stuff. So definitely have to be back.
All right. Look, there it is, y'all. Y'all heard the man. Okay, man. All right. Always working on something. He'll be back. Okay. And look, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this has been Word with Ty Brownlow. I've been your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. Follow me all social media platforms at Word with Ty Brownlow. Or you can just go to my website, tybrownlow.com. Man, y'all getting this good gospel interview, plus other great interviews as well. Chef Ryan Rondino.
Yes, sir. Peace.